The Wire, Season 5. We're on Episode 2. I may have been a bit premature in my assessment of this season. Well, of course, I'm going to get a little bit particular when it comes to this because this is the last season. I mean, the ride's coming to an end, so I'm going to be overly critical. It makes sense, at least in my head. But anyway, Marlowe's hitmen are getting back into the swing of things. The young kid that they've recruited seems to be having second thoughts about committing these murders. Rightly so, because they've given him a nonsensical answer for why they're doing it. It's like, I don't think he has any remorse for killing somebody, but it just has to be for a reason, And when you give somebody a pointless reason, I can see how they would want to not be a part of this organization anymore. But only time will tell what happened with this character. Excuse me. Yeah, I'm doing this video kind of late, as you can tell, and today I worked some overtime. That's why it took me a while to upload. I usually upload a little bit earlier in the day. Anyway, so what's happened in this episode? Marlowe himself, Avon's back for a small appearance inside the prison system, setting up some type of deal to cut out the rest of the people in that co-op that that those other guys have created. That's going to get interesting. And of course, they're still going after this Omar character. I'm betting that the young kid they recruited is going to wind up coming face to face with Omar at some point in a shootout. I'm waiting to see that finale when all these players come together. And another thing I have to add before I finish, or before I continue the video, is the quality of the video, the quality of the film has went up like tenfold. I think that's due to the timing that this series was filmed. It's always interesting to see the contrast between the first episode. You know what? Give it the benefit of the doubt. I don't want to even say the first episode. How about maybe the second or third season? Somewhere in there, right? It's always interesting to see the quality of camera from there to the last season. And I witnessed that same thing take place when I was watching Breaking Bad. But I think it has more to do with the time period in which these series were filmed versus the amount of money that's generated by the series itself, because if that was the case, they probably would have had a better camera, or camera probably the same or better quality as the last season in the second and third season. But I just think the technology wasn't there. But anyway, what else happened in this episode? The police are still going through a hardship, a time of hardship. I hate to laugh, but it's, this Carcetti fella, which I didn't care about whatsoever, and now I'm just getting more and more frustrated with him because he's a puppet of some of the people inside his team, and for some reason, I think he's had ambition to be mayor. He's achieved that, and now he's kind of spiraling out of control, just trying to, he's throwing band-aids on everything, left and right, trying to keep the situation semi-stable so he can leapfrog from that position to governor. And it's like, man, it's showing the ugliest side of politics that I think is good. And, initially, I wasn't that interested. I'm still not interested in this aspect of the show, but I'm starting to see what the reasoning behind having that involved in the story is, and it plays such a big part in it. Also, I need to touch on this newspaper thing. So there seems to be a bit of a beef starting to brew with, I guess the head editor. I think that's his position. I don't know. I wasn't paying attention, so I'm really not interested in this. But two of the characters are kind of heading towards what are button heads, and they're heading to a point when they're really gonna, or things are really gonna jump off. I figure. I don't know. I'm not 100%. Be interesting to see how that ties into the rest of the story. So far, it's only second season. I mean, it's only the second episode in the season, but so far, I mean, you see them basically just struggling for stories, and you know what? It's still interesting to see how they struggle and the dynamics around or the politics that are involved in working in a newspaper. It's still interesting to see that, even though this is for lack of a better term, antiquated thing. Hopefully I didn't misuse that word. Now, what else happens in this episode? You gotta excuse me, I'm jumping around tonight, but you know, I got like I normally do. I usually jump around. Sometimes I don't. But anyway, tonight I am. What else happened in this episode? I talked about the kid and his feelings towards his new position in Marlo's organization. I talk about Marlo himself meeting, possibly having a chance to meet the Connect for real and cut out the co-op guys. I talked about the police a little bit. Talked about the newspaper. What else happens in there, man? I guess I could touch on McNulty or McNutty, as I like to call him. But I think I might be forgetting Kima's old informant, Bubs. Call him by his nickname. Well, I think his nickname is Bubbles, but they call him Bubs. Whatever. Bubs sounds a lot better. Man, the struggle of that character through all these seasons has been something else. Watching him, watching his ups and downs, where but it's not so predictable. Where it's like, oh, he's clean, he's not clean, he's clean, he's not clean. It's not predictable like that. It's his sobriety actually is dependent upon events that happen to him inside the series or inside the story, which I don't think I've seen it anywhere. I haven't seen it anywhere, especially a character, the reality behind a character's existence inside a TV show. It's unbelievable. I've never seen nothing like that. Except I know they made a movie called Childhood or something like that, where they literally followed the actor for however many years till he grew up and became an adult. I still haven't watched it. I need to watch it. Ethan Hawke's in it. I think I got the name wrong, but he can just Google Ethan Hawke movies and it'll pop up. What else? I'm getting off track here. What else happened in this episode? Talked about Bubs. Oh, I was talking about McNutty. So he's doing good police work again. He's back to his old self. I mean, almost right down to except for the suit. He never really wore a suit, but now he's wearing a suit again. Well, I can't remember was he wearing a suit in the beginning of the series. I don't know. But he's back to his old self, and he's doing these little tricks in order to get the ball moving so he can have some manpower put towards the Marlo case, because it's going unattended right now, and they're focusing the two remaining individuals in that unit on this corrupt guy, which he's deserving of it. If I use that, you're deserving of it. He deserves it. So all I can do now is sit back and enjoy the ride, and maybe I should, since this is the last season, maybe I should try and figure out or think up some predictions. As of now, I predict that it's going to be satisfying. I just leave it at that. I predict that the end of this series is going to be satisfying, because they've done such a wonderful job of closing out all these different seasons. So I know they're going to do a fantastic job of closing out the series, but I don't know yet. It's only two episodes in this season, so I don't know. It's way too early for me to say, well, XYZ is going to happen. It's way too early for that. So, if you enjoy me talking about movies and TV shows, go check out some of my other videos. Futurama, The Americans, Breaking Bad, the miniseries Chernobyl, and a few movies as well. Go check those out. And so at the end of every video now, I've been teaching people, out of the kindness of my heart, I've been teaching people how to subscribe. So, you want to take your finger and you just want to boop, hit that button. That's it. So do that and go watch some other videos.